Hello and welcome to WDR TV. I am your host Mike B, and here we are again with another thrilling instalment of this stuff. So, without further ado, let's go. I've notes. We have notes. We're ready for action. Let's crack on. So, what we played.
What's Mike played? I really want to know what Mike's played. What you played, Mike? Oh, and you other guys too.
So, games. We played some games, finally. I managed to get in, over the weekend, a couple of my two groups. We got some games in. I played some Monikers, the nonsense boxes. So it's in association with Shut Up and Sit Down. They did a Monikers, two Kickstarters. This is the second one. Monikers is a great party game. Really good fun. We played a couple of games of that. If you've never played it, the simple thing is it's a deck of cards with a name of something, maybe popular culture or an item or something on it, with a description of what the item is or thing is or whatever it is if you are unclear. And it's played over 3 rounds. In the first round you are describing the item without using any of the actual name or the words of it. And then in the second round you are doing very similar, except you're not describing anything. Similar in such a way as you're not doing anything similar. Yes, in the second round, you are... What are you doing? You're not miming. It's something else you're doing in the second round. Oh, you're using one word. In the second round, you use one word to describe the card. Now, what happens is there's a set deck. Let me track back and make this make sense. There's a deck of cards. You dealt them out amongst yourselves, about 10 cards each. You pick 4 of them, say, put them into a common deck. And you're split into teams. And essentially what happens is you work your way through that deck the first time, describing the getting the words out to find the card without naming the card. In the second round, you use just one word, and then in the third round, you are just only able to mime, do actions to try and get people to guess what those cards are. So how Monikers works, which is so great, is in the first round, everyone is kind of trying to score points by working out what the cards are. Some people know because they've seen the cards themselves, and as the stack is recycled through, if we don't always get all of it right, slowly over that period of time, there is maybe some shorthand or some funny moments happen that relate to those cards. In the second round, with the one word thing, sometimes that one word will actually not be associated to what the thing is, but it might be something funny that happened earlier on. And so it continues. Very entertaining, really good fun. If you've never played Monikers, I strongly recommend it. It's a great small little portable box party game, really good fun, never fails to get a chuckle, and I strongly yes say you should do that. Other than that, we played Wavelength, which is the game with the thing. It was okay. Wavelength, it's fun. It's a fun party game. It's entertaining. It was towards the end of the evening, and I had a very early start the next day, so I was kind of like, could we finish with this now? And Decrypto, which again, it's kind of there's 2 teams. You're trying to decode what the other team are trying to tell each other through these sort of hidden screens. You've got numbers of words each, and you're trying to you give your team the answer without them giving away to the other team, and you're slowly trying to work out what each person's words are. That's not a very good explanation of it, but that's kind of it is. It's not bad. I enjoy Decrypto, but it's not a go-to. It's not something that I'm like, oh, let's play that. But towards the end of an evening, or it came out and that was an option, we played a bit of that. It was fun. It's all right. And then we played. So yesterday we got Tapestry to the table. Good old Tapestry, my favourite Stone Mountain game, the only one I own. We actually got it with Plans and Ploys, which is the expansion, the first, by the sounds of it, expansion for Tapestry. Which it comes with, actually, for the price of it, I think it's about 25 quid or so. 25 quid. If it's about 25 quid mark, which is what it feels like it was, it's actually pretty solid value. It comes with lots of stuff at the back. You get a bunch more of these buildings. You 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 new buildings. One of them is linked to a Tapestry card. These buildings here are ones that you get a card at the start of the game. Essentially gives you some sort of objective to open that building up and be able to put it onto your tableau. So there's kind of like a kind of a bit of a starter, kind of a running start to give you some sort of thing to aim for, maybe, as your engine. bunch of more Tapestry cards, a bunch more civilizations, which we played with the new civilizations, and they were kind of interesting. Definitely not for novices, because some of them, a couple of them were quite wordy, but it was enjoyable. I played the Tinkerers, which are like time travelers specialists. That was kind of cool, and I even unlocked a second faction doing that. And then there's some tokens if you want to use them to put on the board to show you what landmarks are still available grabbed. That's pretty much, and some space tiles and some of the bits. And it's got some of the errata for the base game on the back of the board, but for that, and some more solo rules. Tapestry, Plans and Ploys. I really enjoyed Tapestry. I don't know what it is. It's something about it. It is kind of an engine builder. It's supposed to be Civ with cover, but it's not really. But there is just something about it that I always have that kind of, I just want to give it, want to try that, or I want to do this. It's quite a close run game again, but yes, I know this is very Marmite. It's very divisive. Some people love it, some people hate it. I like it. It's a bit random. I like it's added a bit more fight to the fight in the game. I know it's not really a fighting game, but there is, at least I was able to kind of go on a warmongering. I essentially created some time traveling prostitute Vikings. Really, that's what my guys were, and they had a lot of fun. But yes, Tapestry, so that was really good. Really enjoyed that. I do like Tapestry. I recommend, if you like Tapestry, you're definitely going to like that, because it's quite a good expansion in that it just adds more of the same, which is what expansions with one small added mechanism, but really the rest of it is all just more the same, which is kind of how the best expansions work. I'm thinking of Waterdeep, for instance. That one and only expansion for that does exactly that. Adds just more of the same, and then just one slight twist on it. Very cool. Really enjoyed that. Then we give Godfather a go, which is a great Eric Lang design. Really good, fast. It's quite simple to teach, but kind of deeply strategic as you get later into the game. Violent, oh yes, lots of mayhem. As I've always said, and I'll say it again, the theme kind of just washes off of it. Really Godfather, in so much other than it's got him on the front of the box and it's kind of is Godfather, but it doesn't really feel like I'm playing a Godfather game. Thematically it doesn't, but it's a good area control, a real tight knife fight in an elevator. So any of them this has been able to pick up quite reasonable. If you can get Godfather cheap and cheerful, it's very overproduced, but it's a solid dudes on the map, worker placement, territory control game. It's really good. I like it. So there's that. And then we go on to news. So the news. This probably requires a pipe. There's a spider web in my pipe. How shocking. So the news. Tony Boydell from Spice Air has announced, I think in the last day or so, that he split from Surprise Stare. So Spice Air has published most of his games, Snowdonia probably being the most notable, Scandaroom being the not so notable, but there's a bunch of stuff, and Tony's been kind of like linked as a partner in the company, something that's what I found it was. Anyway, they've split part their ways. Alan, I think I'll say Alan Lee, but it's not Alan Lee. Alan, who's the other guy in Spice there, he's kind of going into that semi-retirement mode. They're kind of cranking back, taking it a bit easy. So Tony struck off on his own. He's had a few hundred designs published by other people. TMG did Guilds of London. Snowdonia obviously recently got reprinted into the master set by NSKN, I want to say it was. Maybe right, I don't know. And I can't remember who did Alabari, Nice Cup of Tea, that I've not played yet, don't know him, but anyway, stuff had been out to other things, and he's got a bunch of designs when he's been in lockdown doing it. So cool for Tony. He's branching out on his own. It has to be noted that Tony has also committed a massive foot and mouth incident last week or so when he decided to go on Twitter. Angry old man. There was a whole of the, if you didn't catch it, First Trap board games, first trap, isn't that? Which basically a bunch of media creators doing stupid photos of themselves. Now, First Traps, when I looked into it, are actually kind of like, normally millennials showing their abs, but the board game community kind of took it and ran it as a more of a body positive image thing. Tony totally misread the situation and both feet first into it, made a total and utter fucking idiot of himself. He's constantly stepped back from that, got a bit quiet. I don't know. Love Tony to bits. I must admit, some of his more recent rantings has made me kind of step away, because it kind of seems very angry against content creators a lot of stuff, especially his blog posts. Kind of goes, it doesn't feel a safe place anymore. And it's like, well, if you're branching your own, you kind of need all of us guys to be your best buddies, really. I want to say that you do good. You do some good designs, Tony. I love you dearly. You're a grumpy, miserable old sod. Sort it out. So there's that. Then there was other drama. Oh my God, it was a week for board game drama. Another very high profile content creator posted on Twitter the other night, was bereft that something horrible had happened just before a live feed, and please send hugs and love, and then an outpouring of puppies and kittens and nonsense, that said creator. Lovely. I always like to see the community supporting someone in need, and there. But let's be honest, having looked further into it, what it appears that the crisis that had taken place was a Facebook post had been deleted. Perspective here, people. I work in the front line in a shop throughout this pandemic. If anyone should be suffering from anxiety, probably me. Probably me, or people like us. Not someone who sat at home, mollycoddled, creating content like this. Well, maybe not, probably higher quality than that. But that's all they're doing. So to lose a Facebook post, it's not the end of the world. I don't think it required an outpouring of love and all this. I really didn't probably need it. It felt a little bit like a live aid event on behalf of someone little Jimmy had stubbed his toe down the road. Just perspective. Just, get a grip. No, I'm not saying anyone who's not in need or anxiety should not find help, and I would be totally supportive towards that. However, I can't be supportive towards nonsense like that. Just, no. It kind of feels a little bit like we're misusing people's love and cradling, when really it's not that. But hey, who am I to judge? I don't know. But I'm like, get over it. There's a fucker in there, isn't it? Right, news. So the news, HeroQuest. This popped up the other day. I'll probably put a vid up close over this, but essentially this popped up a couple of days ago. It's HeroQuest. The quest is calling. It's a countdown to 8 days, 2 hours, 44 minutes for whatever HeroQuest is. Now, there has been great deal of conjecture upon the interwebs from all manner of people about what this could mean. It's Avalon Hill and Hasbro. A Twitter account was set up recently for HeroQuest as well, the link to the board game. Nothing's been tweeted on that subsequently on that. What is this? What's it counting down? My suspicion is, especially there's an ESRB rating here, which usually relates to video games. My feeling is that this is an app. That's my feeling. It's a digital implementation, possibly an app. I don't think that this is going to be HeroQuest a reprint. And I feel that as this clock counts down to the hopes and dreams and wishes of board gamers, this scream is going to be felt across the galaxy of disappointment. We might be, I just can't see it. Now, my feelings are in regards to that is because Restoration recently applied for trademark for HeroQuest Legacies. In July, I think they did it. So that makes me think they're going down a certain road. I don't know. Hasbro have been very quiet about this. Avalon Hill haven't said anything. Great marketing. I just wonder if this might backfire when it turns out not being maybe what a lot of people think it's going to be. Time will tell. We will see. I may be taken aback. I may be surprised, but that's where I'm going with that in a minute. So what else is going on? So Tapestry expansion we covered. That's kind of cool. That's not bad. As I say, if you like Tapestry and you've got Tapestry, I can recommend that entirely. Haunticulture. So this turned up literally the other day. This is from Tinkerbots Games, who gave us a few things, but they gave us Ghostal, which was a few years ago, which was really a huge amount of fun. I loved Ghostal. I still got it up there on the shelf. I could run and get it, but it's not really makes wonderful dynamic video, does it? But yeah, Ghostal was you and beautifully art and design on Ghostal, may I say. I think Tyler, someone was the name of the artist. Should have looked it up before this video. Anyway, Ghostal was a worker placement game where you kind of ghost trying to scare guests out of your hotel. It played very well. It was smooth. It was really entertaining. Kind of a low rule count. It was easy enough to pick up and get playing with. It played kind of most ages. Kind of cutesy. Really, really gorgeous art. Did well on Kickstarter. I know they did an expansion for it. But yeah, cracking stuff. Really enjoyed it for Tinkerbot. English developers and designers, Bevan Clapworthy and Gino, were involved in all that. So they're back with Haunticulture, which I've not managed to get to table yet. It literally turned up the other day, so it's still in its kind of in the bits. So this obviously come from Game Crafter. It looks gorgeous. Lots of the same art, I believe, by the same artist. It looks like. So that's kind of cool. I'll go for that properly later. This is a really shit unboxing. There we go. Stuff in the box. More stuff in the box. But yes, there's Haunticulture. Reading the rules, you're essentially playing, kind of tied into the first game of Ghostal. This is now in the gardens around the property. And you're trying to make gardens and stuff. I think it might be a little bit of a making not set collection. Tile laying stuff. Anyway, I've not read the rules. I've got the rules here. They turn up, but essentially, I think it looks like you're making sets on the tile laying and stuff. I've really enjoyed Ghostal. I will get this a play, and you have to play around with that. And I'm sure I'm probably going to enjoy that immensely as well. But I'll give you my thoughts and opinions and all that very soon when I actually get to do that. The other thing I was looking at was Escape the Dark Sector. Which we looked at the opening of this the other day. Played a few games of this, and it's my initial opinion is it's much better than Escape the Dark Castle. I didn't really get on with Escape the Dark Castle. I know it was lambasted by Tom Vassell, who gave it a damning review. And this just, and to a certain extent, I agreed with some of his critiques, which it just kind of felt very random. That you turn a card over, you roll some dice, and you die or you move on. Kind of the same stuff going on in here, but there's a lot more mitigation, a lot more player control. You've got more options in here. It does feel that there is mitigation, dice mitigation, stuff mitigation, everything mitigation. Just there's more of a game here. You've got options and choices. Same sort of aesthetics, which you're either going to love or loathe. Very much of that fighting fantasy, old 1980s style of art and design. I'll go through deeper in a review of it, what I've got coming up very soon. But yeah, not bad. I knew this has just hit retail and under 30 quid. A nice bunch of components in there. If you're in the market for a very random, loose game, and if you played the original Escape the Dark Castle, then if you enjoyed that, then this is more the same, but actually with a bit more game attached to it and a bit more stuff that you can do. So if you like that, I would suspect you very much would like this. But yes, that's the brief run through of that, but that looks kind of cool. That's pretty much it for notes wise. I mean, I've got a top 50 that I need to sit down and actually do some effort in making. I've got obviously a review of this to drop soon. I need to look at that and do a preview thingy for that. There's still Detective Season 1 I need to do. A bunch of other stuff up there. And I'm sure other stuff will come into my field of vision at some point soon. But that's it. So we are now already midway through September. What the hell is going on? We're nearly midway through September. But that's us for the moment. Thanks for tuning in. I have been Mike B. This has been Who Dares Rolls. I will be back soon, I'm sure, with some other nonsense. For the time being, enjoy yourself. Have a lovely week. It's a beautiful week at the moment. The sun is out over here in Old Blighty. We're having Indian summer, they refer to it as, which means it's very hot randomly in the middle of September, which is not a thing. We should be wrapped up in jumpers and who knows? Anyway, have a great week. I will be back with another one of these next week, I would suspect. And if between times, I might have something else for you as a treat. How exciting. But for the time being, adieu and farewell, thou fat Spanish ladies. I just threw that in there. And good night.